So, today we're going to go over GoHighLevel's new AI studio. It's got this incredible AI builder that you guys are absolutely gonna love. And by the end of this video, I'm gonna walk you through a full tutorial on how to use it at its current state right now, on top of going over the pricing and how you can get it for free while it's in beta throughout this whole entire time. All right, let's jump right into it. So, the first thing that we have to do is, since it's in a beta feature, we're going to have to actually turn it on inside of Labs. Now, you'll need to either have an agency account or you're going to have your own personal account inside of GoHighLevel. If you're an agency admin, meaning you're an admin of an actual agency, or your own account through GoHighLevel, if you're on the $97 plan, $297 plan, or the $497 plan, you'll be able to see this right in here. So, you're going to click on AI Studio and you're going to go to the new AI Builder, which again is pretty powerful. Now, for anybody that's been using AI builders, we were using the one prior to inside of GoHighLevel, and it was pretty good. However, this one I think really takes the cake, and they've done an exceptional job. Now, this can also build off of you giving it an example site, or you could just build it from scratch. So, what I'm going to do is provided a website that I actually had a professional designer build, and I'm going to go ahead and copy it. And I'm going to say, create this website and make it better. Now, I'm going to keep it very light. I'm going to give it a very poor prompt. Obviously, we would need a much better prompt in order to do so, but I'm going to see what it can actually do. And you're going to be seeing it with me, right? So, remember again that this is in beta. It's still probably going to have some features that are not going to be fully released. At the end of this release, when this is fully out, this is only version 1, and you're going to see how powerful this thing is. You're going to be able to build micro apps in here and do some other stuff that is listed all the way down here. But this is just an idea of where it's at right now and what you can do. And right now, while it's in beta, you can generate as many as you want for free. And just know that that might change, obviously, as this comes out of beta. But GoHighLevel's been fairly great with pricing, as far as making it reasonable to have generation for this with AI. But right now, while this is in beta, this is going to be absolutely free, and you can use my link below if you don't have an account to get a 30-day free trial and at least take advantage of this for the next 30 days and build at your leisure while you're doing this, right? So I'm going to go ahead and click that and let it go. And as you can see, it's going to go ahead and preview. It's going to check out the link that I gave it, and it's going to start scraping and doing some things in it. So we're going to let this thing go, and we're going to come back to it and see what it's built. All right, so you can see this is a pretty big site, and it didn't grab all the images and some of the colors. But man, did it come close. And it did a pretty good job. Now the good thing about this thing is that it is pretty intelligent. And what we can do is, and again, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got some great gradients on here. And again, some of the links might not work. But now I have to go in and pretty much add the different places, right? So it did a really good job at everything that it has. Look, it even has these features. I mean, this is definitely not bad. So I can come in here and say, you know, I'm going to do a print screen here, and I'm going to grab all this, and I'm going to say, put a background image on this section, but don't include it inside the navigation bar. And because I took an image, and by the way, a lot of the corrections and things you're going to make are going to be with images. So it's going to be taking some screenshots and telling you exactly what you want to change. Now, I know as this develops, you're going to be able to do a lot more edits easily. But again, this is version 1, and this is exactly what we're going to get to as we keep building along with this particular page, right? So I'm going to go ahead and give it that command. All right, and it came back, and I actually asked it to add the background image, and it created its own image, which is pretty great. I can also give it an image, and it will put it back there, but it's pretty cool. The other thing I can do is I can add pretty much other pages. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, all right, I need you to just create 2 other pages, one for Hire Our Team and the other one for About Nuno. And also, I want you to change all the Contact Us buttons to Book Now. And I want to put a calendar pop-up on those buttons. So whenever I hit those buttons, one of my calendars is going to come up and we can book. And we're going to let that cook for a little while. And mind you, each iteration takes anywhere from like 2 to 3 minutes in order to do so. It's as easy as me coming in here and actually talking what I want on the website while it's working through. All right, now while it was coming up, this is the cool thing about it being built inside of GoHighLevel. When I asked it to, build the calendar, it has it right here. It asks me for all my calendars. I have quite a few on this test account. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to come right over here, and I'm just going to pick our 20-minute strategy call. Hit connect, and then it will continuously keep on building. That's the really cool thing about it, is you're going to be able to add more and more features of whatever you're building inside of your HighLevel to the elements that already HighLevel has, like calendars, forms, and eventually even order forms. Now there are some things still, because we're in beta, we're not going to have access to. But this is some of the things that you're going to be able to see as this builder keeps advancing. Now again, what I love about this builder is that it's now the first builder that we're going to have where we don't have to embed forms or anything else that we have inside of HighLevel with the AI builders. We can have it directly inside of here, which is going to be pretty neat. So we're going to let this thing go, and then we're going to test out the calendar to make sure it works. And then we're going to come back, and we're going to see what the finalized product is as we keep building. And then we're going to try a new site, just to see if it can handle a new kind of site. Now here, while I was doing this, it's actually going to the left-hand side. It's saying, trying to do the calendar integration, but connect to the CRM. Contacts and external form submissions will be created. The sub-account and workflows can now be triggered through external tracking trainers. So I'm going to go ahead and hit connect. And then it's going to continue on the changes. So again, you guys are seeing exactly what I'm seeing when I'm trying to build this, right? And because there was some kind of build error, it's now going back and trying to fix whatever it couldn't figure out. All right, so a couple things have changed, right? We now have changed that contact us button to book a call. So if I hit this book a call button, there's my calendar. It's working. Coming in here, continue. And now I can fill out whatsoever. And if I come in here, and we're just going to do numo@tuberosnoest.com, and we're going to make up a phone number, test 1, confirm booking. Oh, 2 periods there. Well, I caught that. That was pretty good. Confirm booking. Awesome. It says done. Let's now go over here, and if we go to contacts, do no test. But you know what? Better off if we see calendars. Let's look at the calendars. We're going to go to the 20-minute strategy call. There I am, right there. It came all the way through. So obviously, the connection's working. And then, I asked it to make different pages, right? So I asked the Hire Our Team. It goes to the Hire Our Team page, and it created some contact and everything else in here. And look at this. If I go to About Nuno, it has the same exact thing, and it's pulling again from the stuff that it had from the previous page. So again, pretty full-fledged websites. If I want to create any of the links and make sure that they're all working, I would just again highlight, tell it to add the individual links. Like for in here, I would say, put the Facebook link in here, give it the Facebook link, and so forth and so on. So it makes it really easy for you to build, right? So I did it from an actual website. What if I just wanted to build one from scratch, right? So why don't we go back, and why don't we try just building one from scratch? Everything you build is going to be right down here. And I'm going to say, let's create a very dynamic and powerful website that shows before and after pictures of a landscaping company called Nuno's Landscaping. Please go ahead and create some incredibly nice images. Again, we really want to focus on a before and after section. And if we can create a slider that shows a lawn prior to the job and a lawn afterwards, let's go ahead and do that. Also, let's have a testimonial section at the bottom. I'll provide the testimonials later on. For now, just use your own. And let's have a Booking Now button that then opens up a calendar. When they complete the actual appointment calendar, let's go ahead and make it go to a thank you page, so we can tell them what to expect in our actual call, where we will show up at your house and discuss our pricing, and view your lawn, and see everything that we have to do for you. I'm giving it very generic information. I probably have like some logos and everything ready to go, so then I can give it some images. But in the meantime, let's just go ahead and start with this. Let's see what it can build without having any knowledge of anything I can do. And I'm going to go ahead and hit go, and we're going to let this thing build. All right, now again, Nuno's Landscaping. It kind of created its own little micro thing in here. Let's see, before and after. Before and after. I mean, definitely not the same thing, but works pretty cool. We have some testimonials, and we have the book now. It's asking me which calendar. So, I'll do this one right here. I'll hit connect, and now it's going to connect the calendar that you see in here. So again, for a beta first version of this, it's really coming along. Like I said, it's going to have more features and more connections, and you're going to be able to do a lot more. But this is something pretty cool that you can do. We're going to do one more test of. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's just make sure that the thank you page is also there. There's a booking page, which is great. And then there's also a thank you page, which tells you everything that we said. So it does pull multiple pages. So it does have the ability to do that. We're just going to let this thing finish up so we can just double check the calendar, make sure it's working. Next, we're going to try to build something a little bit more interactive, like a quiz. And then we're going to discuss pricing and what this is eventually going to cost, because we almost don't know that exact information. But let's wait until this thing is completed, and we'll come right back. Again, it has connected to CRM. We connected the CRM like we did before. We're going to hit book now. It goes to the booking page, and here I go ahead and select my calendar. And it's working just fine, right? So now last test. Let's do a little bit of an interactive quiz. Let's see if it can come up with something. And again, we're going to use a pretty cold prompt. And we're going to say, I run an agency where I want to show people that I do AI automations. And what I want to do is create an interactive quiz with some questions that's going to show people that based on the questions that they answer, how much time and money they're going to save. Can you please build an interactive quiz with the slider? And then basically at the end of that quiz, I want to be able to capture their name and their email. And then I want to take their name and their email and then put it into I have already a pre-existing form. So let me know when you're ready for the form and ask me which one you want me to input. Also note that we want to make the page with good copy where it's incentivizing them to take this quiz to see how much money they can save if they automated their business. So please use the copy that you believe is going to help to convert. And also, again, I want to give it that fresh and modern look. So anything you can do to the website to make it look like that, I'd be grateful. Now I'm being overly polite, right? But why not? When Skynet takes over, I'm always going to be the one that they're going to remember that was always polite when I first started. So go ahead and we're going to try out this prompt and we're going to take a look and see what it can do. All right, so let's see. It kind of came over here and did all this. It has a little bit of a slider. So if I click on take the ROI quiz, it brings it to the slider. Awesome. I hit next step. Awesome. I come over here. Pretty good. Right now, if I come in here, oh, well, you know what I didn't do? I didn't connect to the CRM. So I'm going to hit connect, and the goal is I need to get this all the way back. So let's see if it takes the information that I connect over here and actually brings it back to the CRM. But again, we're going to give it a few seconds, and we're going to see if it actually connects the form. If not, I'm actually going to tell it to connect a form and then go from there. All right, so I'm going to do nuno@test2.com, and I'm going to hit get my free roadmap. I'm going to see if it actually goes, and it went to the thank you page, which is great. And then it came back, right? So let's see exactly what's happening here. So let's see if it actually went into the CRM. So I'm going to go back over to contacts. So I didn't see it. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go in, and because I don't think I actually have a form connected. So let's go to form right here. Let's see if we can actually find a form. I think it actually physically needs a form in order to be connected. And I'm going to call this test to form. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And I'm going to say going to copy the name. I'm going to see if it can find it by name. So I'm going to try one more thing. It wasn't able to do it again. So I think I'm going to have to give it the form ID. So the form ID you can get in one of two places. You can get it up here, or if you go to integrate and you go to share, it's going to be basically this right here. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to come over here. I'm going to say still not getting the information over to the CRM. So can you find this form and put that form as the lead capture? Here is the ID, and let's see if it can pick it up there. And again, this is beta, guys. This is why, again, we do a lot of testing, and this is why it's beta for us to get to the best result that we possibly can. And we're going to see if whether or not it can actually read it through there, and we're going to try it again. If not, actually I'm going to take the embed code and I'm going to say, let's see if we can embed it this way. But again, let's see if we can create this so that it actually can use the actual form ID and see if it works. All right, and that actually did it. So giving it the form ID did help push it through. So again, just a little insight while you're playing this within the beta version of this, if you want to make it work. Again, I used the form ID and it was able to route it successfully into there. So again, not bad. So now let's talk about pricing, right? So pricing is going to be free while it's in beta. So for anybody that wants to try this out, and while they're reiterating and adding new features, it's going to be free during that time. Now for anybody probably in the future, the way it's going to be is probably going to be charged probably per, instances of like how many generations you're going to have. Now, considering that you're going to be able to build sites at lightning speeds and have all these different features, this might be something you really want to look into if you're trying to start a side hustle or anything else, because it might be really worth your while, especially as this continues to develop. So, by far, this is an amazing, amazing upgrade. I think for the first iteration, again, it's first iteration, guys. It's their first chances at it. I think they did a really good job. So hats off to the developers. The designs are absolutely amazing. So I think this is going to be a really good intro to what's coming. So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. Check out the link below, and we'll see you on the next one.